I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're diving into the thrilling world of Tiger Lily. It is an amazing book written by Noel-Anne Brennan. This story follows Lily Mossberg, a lecturer with a rare shape-shifting ability, as she battles to protect her daughter and keep her secret amidst sinister government and corporate interests. Packed with suspense, mystery, and a touch of romance, Tiger Lily explores an alternate America where genetic mutations spark danger and intrigue. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Noel, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Well, thank you. Thank you. This is very interesting. I've never done this sort of thing before. I have interviewed people myself, but I've never been on the other end of it.
Well, it's good to be on the other end of the microphone, that's for sure, because I want to talk to you about your wonderful book today. It's such an original story. How'd you ever come up with the idea?
Well, my most recent actual job before writing books, I was a university professor, and I taught anthropology. And I just kept noticing in some of my research that from all kinds of places around the world, there were legends about people who could change into other kinds of animals and then change back. And I thought, well, I wonder where that started, because it's all over the world. And then I thought, well, how would that work? And I wrote the book back in the early days of COVID, so my immediate thought was, if this were to be possible today, it would be a virus.
Exactly, it'd be some kind of disease or disorder, for sure.
Yeah, really. Let's get a vaccine.
I think you've got a great background being both having a background in anthropology and journalism. Kind of brings a realistic feel to this phenomenon that you explore. Tell us a little bit, give the folks at home an overview of Tiger Lily.
Well, there is some sort of a weird virus going around in this alternate world, and our protagonist catches it, and she is able to, she can't help, in fact, transforming sometimes from a human into a tiger. And her name is Lily, so that's why the Tiger Lily. But so sometimes she just does that, and there's this disease going around. Other people have it too, and the government gets involved. And I thought, well, if this were to work today, how would that work? Because it struck me as being really curious that from all different places around the world, there were legends of people who could shapeshift into other animals and then shapeshift back. And I don't just mean werewolves, but all kinds. I mean, there are legends in North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and I'm like, okay, that's really, tells us something about the human mentality. But I was wondering if that were to happen today, how would that work? Well, it would have to be a virus, but you'd also have governments involved in trying to cure that, so, and some people really say they like it, they like being able to do that. I wouldn't mind being able to change into another kind of animal as long as I knew it was going to happen and I could choose whether or not I wanted to do it right then.
Exactly. If you had a little control over it, it would be a lot better. That's for sure. And there's an interesting dynamic in the story between Lily and her ex-husband, who is the head of a pharmaceutical company. Tell us about that angle of the story.
Well, I figured I had to have her connected with somebody who knew something about it. But having it be her ex, I mean, there can be some communication and relationship problems there. But also for the sake of their daughter, they have to try to keep it polite and keep it good and, try to do that. And I think we've seen enough, everybody has probably seen enough of those kinds of relationships in real life, never mind in a novel, that it doesn't seem too strange, If you're not living through it yourself, you got a friend who is,
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So.
No, it sounds very real, and I think that's what's great about the story. Also, there's a government mandate in the story to eliminate mutations. Tell us about that aspect.
Well, they'd like to keep everybody human if possible, and they're not sure that, if somebody can transform into another kind of animal, maybe they're not really human. This is a very old concern for people, for humans. It happened in the Dark Ages, the Middle Ages, in the ancient times, and it's still going on. It's why we don't trust people who don't look exactly like us, you know.
Exactly.
And actually, I had an undergraduate once who kept bothering me. He kept calling me and talking to me and on the phone and so on. And what was his problem? Yeah, he wanted to know how it was possible to change into another animal. And I told him, it isn't really possible. This is fiction. And more recently, I had a call from someone, a woman. I don't know how she found the book. I don't know how she found my phone number. But she called me up and she said, you left something really, really important out of Tiger Lily. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, what did I do wrong? And she said, you didn't put in the exact steps for transforming into another animal and then back again into a human. And I said, it's not real. People don't really do that. And she said, but you didn't explain how. And I said, it's fiction. It's made up. It's not real. And
funny.
I don't think she believed me. She thought I was trying to keep a secret here.
Amazing. Well, I think it tapped into something. I think people are intrigued by this phenomenon. Obviously, some people think it's real. Why do you think it captures people's imagination? Why do you think people desire to change their form or shapeshift?
Well, I think it's a common sort of underlying myth or belief or just story these days, and I think it probably did come out of Africa with the first humans because we were living around other animals and we had a lot to do with them, and then we started using other animals for various things, whether it's eating them or using them for pack animals or just companions, whatever. And so, this sort of belief went with humans all over the world that some people could change into another critter and then be able to change back. And I have no idea, so if people, and other people have also asked me, how do you actually do it? And I say, you don't. It's fiction. It's a story. It's myth. It's hit or miss,
Yeah. Amazing. Well, I'm glad you did tap into the subject matter because people are intrigued by it, of course. Have you envisioned Tiger Lily as a film or a TV series or something like that?
Well, some people have mentioned to me that they want to make it into a movie, and I know nothing about how to do that. And so my response is, if you want to do it, go ahead, look into it. If you decide you can actually do this, let me know,
Exactly. You created the work. The work is out there now. If you want to pick up the ball and run with it, that'd be terrific. So I think that's a good response, actually.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do movies or anything like that. I watch them, but that's about as far as it goes. I can't make them. I wouldn't have the slightest idea where to start. So, people say, well, can you make this into a movie? Nope, but somebody else can.
Exactly. Talk to Christopher Nolan. He can turn it into a movie. That would be great. Listen, before we leave you today, any other projects you're working on? Any new books?
Well, I started one actually a couple of years ago, and then I stopped doing it for some reason, and I recently started thinking about it again. So I think I have found the partial manuscript on my computer, so I need to see what I did with it and see what I was thinking about doing with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to follow through with that or just do something else at this point. Maybe start a different thing. I don't know. I'll have to see what it looks like because it's been a long time since I played with it. So,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to your next project because this one's terrific. Folks, the name of the book is Tiger Lily. It is a story that follows Lily Mossberg. She is a lecturer with a rare shape-shifting ability as she battles to protect her daughter and keep her secret amidst sinister government and corporate interests. The story is packed with suspense, mystery, and even romance. There's something to love on every aspect of this book. And of course, you'll learn about the phenomenon of shape shifting, which may or may not be real. You're going to have to find out for yourself. Although Noel says it's fiction, so I might have to take her word for it. Noel, thank you so much for joining me here today on Spotlight.
well, thank you. And thank you very much.
Exactly. You might have shape shifted on me there. We'll have to check. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.